Hi everyone. Remember when we spoke last time about the lady being healed, the crippled lady, the one with the hunched back, and I said there were two lessons from it? Well, we will look at the second one today. This is Luke chapter 10, verse 13, where Jesus heals a woman who's crippled, who's got a hunched back, who's got a bent back, and she can't straighten up. He heals her on a Sabbath. And there is such a commotion out there. The Pharisees come in, Sadducees come in, and they say, how can you heal someone on a Sabbath? Sabbath, as you know, was a day of rest. It is a day that God rested. Therefore, all human beings should follow it and rest. And Jesus asks a very, very simple question. Don't you go out to give water to your animals on a Sabbath? It's amazing how rules and regulations are twisted for the sake of a few. Jesus gave us just two laws. And if each one of us understands that and looks at everything around with that, world will be simple. He said, love your God with all your heart, with all your mind, with all your soul. And second one he said is, love your neighbor as I have loved you. In these two laws, in these two commandments, all the laws come together. So if you are ever in doubt on anything, if the church gives us a regulation, if your parents give you a regulation, or if an older gives you a regulation, friends, anyone suggests you something that this is the way to do it, measure it between these two things. Does it fall under these two commandments? That's a simple thing. Jesus makes it simple. He makes following Him very simple. It's us people who complicate it. Put in rules. You cannot do this, you cannot do that. And if you can question them or question yourselves and put it around these two commandments, does it match with any of them? Does it fall under any of them? Does it stop me from helping someone? Does it stop me from praising God? If it does, you should not follow it. It does not mean anything to you. Because that is a human-made rule. Anything that God has sent us is only about these two things. Love your God and love your neighbor. If there is anything outside of it, use these two commandments to measure it. And you make a call on how you need to proceed. It's always good to question when somebody puts a rule saying that this is the way to do it or this is not the way to do it. Why? And how is it connected to these two commandments? Some of them have been passed to us just because it was convenient or for some other rule. And there could be good enough reason for it. It's very much for us to understand reasoning rather than blindly following it. And that's exactly what Jesus says. Should I not help this woman who's been suffering for 18 years? Is that more important that I don't, or should I wait for another day so that it's the next day and not a Sabbath that I should heal her? What is more important? That is what you need to realize. And everything should be seen in the realm or under these two commandments, is what I would suggest. So my dear friends, think about it, meditate on it, and see if Jesus makes it simple, why do we complicate things? Why are we getting 10,000 more rules about living lives or following Christ? He just gave you two, and that also we can't do it properly. So please understand these two golden rules and live your life around it. Everything that is given to you by anyone, measure it against these two and see how simple it becomes. May God bless you and have a wonderful and blessed week.